Hello everyone, I am Luke, and welcome to the 160th battle of the Promethean Directive Season 2, where we have quite the force collected here. Singular Coil, Final Coalition 2, and Vanguard Groups 1 and 2 on the enemy team, up against Parallel Execution from Erewhon, with their allies, fleets of Broadsword and Cutlass joining in later from Sword of the Ecclesiarch if needed. But for now, this is all. The first wave is just most of Erewhon's craft. 4 breakdown voltages, 4 silica dopants, and 4 macroscopic particles. On the enemy team, getting lasered most likely are some... Maybe. There are 10 nukes on the enemy team. I'm not sure where all of them are at. They're probably further back, actually. It seems like the non-nuke flaming arrows are kind of just sitting here, which hopefully is not a massive skill issue, though it may be. Further back, though, I think are some nuke flaming arrows. I'm not certain. Taking a look at the map. There somewhere. Oh, wait. Spears of the Sun. There's a big wave of them. What are they doing? Here's one of them. I said that was one of them. I lied. Where is he? I've yet to see nukes go off, which is somewhat surprising given the size of this battle. But I have been assured that there are flaming arrows here. Is it you? No. Spear of the Sun. So Spear of the Sun is the nukes. Oh. Are they just faffing about at comically long range? This does not look like proper nuke-seeking behavior, but we'll see if it settles down the way it's supposed to. Cool design. I like the jet intakes on the sides and everything. Some APS clip radiators. Or exhaust. Okay, he is getting closer to the enemies. As is that spear right there. We'll see if... Oh, there's a whole group of them here. We'll see if any of them can land. Please don't hit your friend. Okay, good. Clean dodge. Now, are you diving to go into... Yes, it looks like we've got 5 of these nukes after that particle right there. And yeah, I'll probably let the other ones land because they're going to get despawned anyways. Maybe they can save me the effort. Okay. Yeah, this particle here is mega dead, and I'll despawn, I think, all of the nukes which went for it. There is now a nuclear weapon-sized hole in the formation of both fleets from all of those nukes going off against that particle. I think it was a particle anyways. 2 Erewhon craft have been despawned alongside a lot of the attacking coalition, a lot of the event coalition, including most of the other nukes, with the exception of the ones that just hit this guy. It has been like double or triple nuked, and it will therefore be despawned alongside everything nearby to it. There is nothing nearby to it. Good work. I am surprised that Erewhon didn't shoot down a single nuke. They have laser craft. They have missile craft. They have cannon craft that really wouldn't be too useful, but like the lack of quality assurance that allows 10 nukes to get into the middle of your fleet and only not devastate it because they only go after 2 craft instead of all of them is a bit surprising, and means that it's a very good thing that their only nuclear-armed enemy in war was Fissionistic Contingents, who had a limited nuke arsenal. I couldn't imagine what would happen if Brick had put even a fraction of their industrial might into nukes in that last war. Because imagine the missile cancer silos in addition to nukes that take down any big craft. Because instead of having like eons of eating through Mabobin hands guys, those could get nuked right off the bat and leave the missiles to start eating at the Air 1 craft immediately. But that is comments from a war that is no longer relevant. So far, the footmen are getting kind of torn apart. The Fubukis are still keeping up the missile salvos, which I assume are getting good damage in. But it's hard to know if they might be getting shot down or anything en route. I don't think Erewhon has much in the way of missile defense. Although these versions here I think are probably better at missile defense. I believe they've had some diff guys strapped onto them. Is that diff cram? What the? Or is it just decode to look like something? I don't know what those are. But I'm pretty sure those are diff or equivalent CWIS. Just a one-shot thing to eat through salvos. Yeah, that's a diff. Okay, it's just been decode. But yeah, all of the most modern Air 1 craft have been upgraded with missile defense. And it will certainly serve them well in this engagement, even if they do keep eating some shots. I'll just tie onto this breakdown voltage here, and we can watch the slow demise of this SC coalition fleet. Great mockery of nuke guidance and nuke target priors happening in the chat right now, or at least was happening. It's been active enough that I haven't needed to go to the chat until now for interesting input. Battle's getting pretty scattered about, with some flanks developing on both sides, but in a battle like this it kind of means very little. I know the Air 1 craft aren't designed to be much sided. They're pretty well armored on all sides. And I doubt there's too much sidedness to these SC craft either. Nice aesthetic on these guys. I've definitely missed out on showing some of them off. Oh, let me grab the dope in here too. Air 1's craft have received aesthetic upgrades too, which give them a more refined aesthetic to them. Checking out the Jade here. It is a pretty cool railgun battleship with some missile silos to boot. And I'm not sure what it's been after. I guess this particle over here, which it seems to be having trouble doing much damage to. I'm not sure how long it's been after that target, but it clearly hasn't done too much. The carrier, meanwhile, is this guy. One of the few planar shielded craft in TPD. I'm sure there were more that I haven't seen because they don't have partly visible shields, but I know they haven't been particularly meta. But, yep. Just a bog standard carrier. Got some guns on the sides. I imagine at this point most of the aircraft are down. But we can at least get back to looking at a Moonwind, which is this guy. The Fubukis are the missile carriers, with a lot of, I believe, medium missile spam. But I do like to see some with some stylized missiles like these angled launch bays. But in terms of results, there is shockingly little damage that has been done to these Air 1 craft. I mean, at the most, you've got them at like mid-90s. It seems like the missiles... Let's see where the salvo goes. See if any of them land. Or what the holdup is there. Are they having issues with range? Is it just the CWIS taking them out? What is it? Oh, there's interceptors. That can certainly eat some missiles, but probably not a whole salvo. Is it rain? Nope. It seems like a decent salvo can land, but a lot of them miss. Huh. I don't know why they're struggling so much. They should have been able to get in there pretty easily unless they've got bad, don't have APNs or TPG or have bad settings on those. Or could just be really lacking in fins, because these guys turn a little bit. They kind of wobble in and out. But I wouldn't think it would be enough to throw off missiles. We've seen brick salvos landing pretty easily before. But they may just be better optimized. Oh, there's a footman. I didn't realize any were left. They're these little triangular goobers. A neat design that I believe Fally cooked up at the beginning of the season, and which haven't seen any usage until now. Back near the center of the battle, though, Erewhon's craft are continuing to pummel this SC coalition fleet. They are not looking great. Okay, the blame is going to ECM. I believe it. Okay, there were some missile craft. Mr. Hands had them. The Ghost, which is the big brick blimp, had them. Has them. But in the light of the missile meta, they do not do too much, and I do agree with that. That is accurate. I've been contemplating what faction I would build if I get back into playing FD and don't just do Avum Empire airships, and it's hard to resist the allure of the missile meta. Because if missiles are that good, why should you not use them as one of your primary weapons, if not the only one? I don't want to just be cannon focused. I've done a lot of that. Avum is fire. The question is, do I want to keep doing that as far as new builds go, or do something else? But I need a compelling enough design ethos to justify the effort of building a new fleet. Our speed's pretty good now that all the drones have been killed. I think that a lot of the drones, like the stuff that looked like nuclear missiles but weren't, just didn't move. I don't know if that's intentional, if they were very bad decoys that couldn't even move, or if that was a quality issue. I like the decorational missile hatches. Although it looks kind of like... I don't know. I feel like half of them don't have hatches, or the hatches got broken off or something. Yeah, I guess it just got broken off. I was trying to see if it was just damage or an actual build issue. Cool craft, though. I do wonder about the inclusion of occasional turquoise pieces, if that's like a intentional stylistic thing, or if it was used for marking and armor design. The Jade, though, is not looking too great. About down to 80%. There goes one of the moon winds. Or maybe the moon wind. I don't know if there were more than one. At least I don't remember. Let's actually list it out. So the SC fleet had 1 Jade, 2 Fabukis, 2 Interceptor spawn sticks, the Protos, 1 Carrier, 10 of the Spear of Sun nukes, 1 Moonwind, 4 Footman spawn sticks, 4 Flaming Arrow spawn sticks, and 4 Eye of the Sky. The attackers, meanwhile, are just 4, 4, and 4. Their whole fleet has like 7, 7, and 7 of the dopants, voltages, and macroscopic particles, as well as some melee craft, and then Sword of the Ecclesiarch also brought in some melee craft and some subs. But they have been left out of battle for lag and basedness reasons. The recent use of melee has been kind of cringe and very laggy, so they got left out because they were not needed. Now, there is some more damage being taken. We're seeing some Erewhon craft starting to get into the 80s, but there are still some at full health. Yeah. They're definitely vibing. I'm not sure if anything other than the missiles is hitting them. And even the missiles are getting goofballed by the ECM. If they manage to even converge at all, I don't even know where those guys are going. These ones might. No! Where even was I? Here we go. Yeah, those ones. Would have hit it if it didn't choose that moment to jump upward. Even then, some of them are missing. I guess the ECM managed to project a target that was behind and a little bit below it. And I wonder if the moving up into space when missiles get close is intentional or not. Because that felt like missile avoidance, and it certainly worked as missile avoidance. Ooh, these guys. The carrier is being totally ignored. The Fubukis are in their 80s or 90s. And the Jade over here... And the Jade here is now below 80, but its railguns are still functional. They're just not doing hardly anything. They're missing, or they're... I don't know what's up with them. A big capital ship with cannons like that, you do expect to do something. It seems like there's some kind of timed frag, which are not being shot very accurately, either due to detection or to, like, barrel inaccuracy. I really don't know. But they're doing a whole lot of nothing, even when they do hit. They'll, like, chunk out a few beams, but you need a lot better than that if you're gonna bring down a mid-sized craft of 5,000 blocks. Oh, collision avoidance earlier? Okay, I believe that. Jade is now at 75. And I think the lowest Erewhon craft is still at like 84, 85. The Fubukis are in their 70s. There's our lowest. This breakdown voltage is 82. And it's the one that's been like dueling the Fubukis from the beginning, pretty much. And only occasionally getting caught on the rear by missiles. That is such little missile damage for how many missiles are being shot at it. Like these guys, I'm sure it's reduced by now, but they've got over 100 missile firepower. This one, oh, hang on a minute. It has nan amounts of APS firepower. Raycaster, someone, they put forbidden technology on that guy. Just y'all wait till we deploy the NAN lasers and everything on turn 20. Event fleets are going to wipe out every single high meta player as punishment for subjecting us to the brick and fic wars. Oh, this guy's taking some shots from the carrier. That's fine. Yeah, the carrier's probably landing more shots on these guys than the battleship is. Now, looking at him, the missile armor is starting to get compromised from both sides. But I'm sure it's still getting good salvos off. Oh, someone hit this breakdown voltage pretty good. Probably a missile salvo off of one of the Fubukis. There's always a chance it was someone else. Let's see where these guys go, if anywhere. Oh, they're wrapping all the way around to hit the... Wait, what? They're wrapping all the way around to miss everyone, it seems. Okay. That Fubuki, though, is not long for this world. Now that the vulnerable missiles are exposed, it is shedding health at a prodigious rate. And its comrade is not looking a huge amount better. Certainly somewhat better, but not a lot. It's weird that like some of these missiles turn quickly and some of them take a little bit longer. I assume they have a built-in degree of wait to turn, like navigation delay, but it's odd that it's irregular between them. Could be intentional to stagger the missiles out and make them less vulnerable, but it could also point to some kind of damage. And in terms of damage, there is a lot. Nothing remains of the superstructure. The highest block is like 2 blocks above the deck. All it can hope to get off is 1 or 2 more salvos before it goes down. But that might be wishful thinking. If you ever want your ships cut down in terms of height, you can just ask Erewhon. They'll do it for you on the cheap. Actually, maybe not on the cheap. I imagine this kind of task force takes a lot of money to keep up. Oh, there's the extra salvo. But I predict it will be the Fubuki's last. Let's see what I can do to this breakdown voltage, though. The ECM is doing its magic, and the answer is like 3 hits. Not a lot. And meanwhile, the damage counter has just hit 2 damage. The carrier still vibing. The Jade hardly bothered since we last checked in on him several minutes ago at 75%. Slowly trying to kill a breakdown voltage at 2.5 kilometers away. Slowly. And launching missiles of its own that seemingly don't do a lot. I bet those might be interceptors. No, they're attack missiles. Oh, that... Don't know who they're after. Or where their target is going. Is that an ECM issue, or what? And they run out of the range to get there, huh? Probably bad missile design on those. Oh, the carrier is finally feeling the warm, comforting touch of high-power laser beams. And it is losing health quite quickly itself. Yeah. Remote guided missiles are not doing good this battle. Is that what missiles typically are in the higher metasphere? Because I'm used to just using radar guided because it is slightly more advanced than IR. And I'll only do remote guided on like a couple of missiles if I know I don't have a ton of them. Yeah, I do believe that radar and IR is very easy to deceive. Whereas remote guided, apparently you just need a lot of energy put into ECM to deceive, right? Oh, this turret's about to fall. Just a little bitty bit of alloys protecting it. And if that turret goes down, that'll be a lot of easy HP killed. But we'll see if the missiles ever manage to get quite in there. The missiles and the cannons. And the lasers. This one's getting... Oh, yep, Cap has been beheaded. Or at least the kind of like failed beheading that you hear horror stories about from the Victorian era. Same with both these two. Caps are still there, but head empty. I will say that with the exception of the back of turret caps, with the exception of the back of turret caps, this ship has been pretty well armored. Like the fact it's down to 65 and the main armor has not been breached. Like the secondaries are exposed, but that's typical. You expect to lose those. But all of the main guns have been like armored exactly as much as they need. The only place where the heavy armor has gotten broken through is right here. And it's still good. Most of the other important stuff is still functional. But when your turret caps get popped, then that is your big problem. Because you've got some very well protected turrets that are still fully capable of functioning, with all the internals still in there, but fully incapable of actually doing so because they're not connected to anything. Oh, okay. So laser designated is more reliable? I thought that was easily fooled by smoke, but that may be an older version of the game kind of thing. I know it used to be, I think, that smoke was very good. Okay, oh yeah, 4 meters of inaccuracy is nothing for that. Yeah, I see why Lays Des keeps getting used then, if it can't be spoofed at all. Yeah, I mean, if you nerf Lays Des, you nerf Ensign, you nerf a couple other things about missiles, you can get them to a more reasonable state. Maybe just make smalls in general kind of weaker. Reduce the incentive to use and spam them. But hey, I'm not a video game balancer. I'm just your host. Alright, the Jade is dead and has nothing but a slow despawning left in its future, which leaves only the carrier, which has little but a bit of damage and a slow despawning in its future. So I will spare you the despawning once it gets there. Guy appears to be completely disarmed. Thank you, Laser. Thank you all for watching.